It reminds me of the old episode. This is where the geekness comes out. It reminds me of the old episode of it was an old Star Trek movie where the Wrath of Khan, where he puts the worms in the air. Oh,
that was us. Back before I did my hair really awesome.
Yeah, I think there was what 2013 or no, yeah, 2013.
That was before the green.
It was before the green. Yeah, it was before he dyed his hair. Maybe then. I don't know. It's all a blur. His child's entire life is a blur because he moves really fast. But yeah, there was a thing on like the Discovery Channel a couple weeks ago. So my kid comes home early from school and he watches Animal Planet. One time I'm like tired, so I'm dozing off on the couch. And I'm thinking Animal Planet is particularly a benign channel, right? Not when it's about brain-eating amoebas in lake water. And he's like, Mama, I am never swimming in a lake again. I'm like, why is it going to because I'm going to get a brain-eating amoeba that's going to kill me. And I said, well, you know, fair enough.
Which is a great segue to say, great segue to saying, hello, my name is Dan Warren. I run a website called Cosplay Connect University, where we handle everything from cosplay to anime and comic books to movie to critically analyzing things. To a degree. And today's panel is Black Widow to Sailor Moon, The Journey of the Female Geek. The reason why I wanted to do this panel is because this is a very big topic to me, because I deal with a lot of females on my website, work-wise and then interview-wise. And a lot of people don't really understand how the female geek journey has kind of shaped the current world of geekness that we have today, especially in mainstream. It also has shaped a lot of what we see now in the movies. Marvel's, I think it's Phase 2 and Phase 3, the including of Black Widow, the launch of the Miss Marvel movie, Wonder Woman being put in the Batman Superman movie that she wasn't even thought of when they first did it. A lot of the female-driven comics that are out now. And it's pretty much almost like they're copying what they've been doing in anime. As you know, in anime, female lead characters are pretty much the standard norm. For some reason, America's always been a few steps behind. But with the strong female geek contingent, that has slowly been changing. So we see a lot of stronger female roles in movies and TVs, like Fish Mahoney from Gotham, Rosario Dawson's character from Daredevil, the Jessica Jones series that just came out.
Woo! Sorry, was that
Speaking of which, let me introduce our lovely panelists. I'm just here as the side course. These ladies are the main attraction. This is my friend JJ, who is a cosplayer. I met her a while ago at one of the conventions. She has great insight on things like cosplay bullying, the homestuck phenomenon, and just trying to deal with, I call the evils of the geek world sometimes, that she's been able to navigate very well. We have Miss A here, who I met last year at the Comic-Con, took pictures of her and her family, and she's here to provide just the youthful, not
stop with the youthful business.
But she's here to provide a little different aspect from the current generation, how they see the movement. And then this lovely younger lady, her younger sister.
See this bottle of water? It can still go over your head.
I think my mom would disagree.
This vision of beauty.
That's okay, that'll take.
Okay.
Dig that hole deeper though, dude. If you're lucky, I'll let a ladder down.
This is my friend Karen. She writes for the site and does a lot of reviews, and she's a cool geek mom. She does Geek right.
I do write over at Geek Mom as well as Cosplay Connect University. So there's a really cool post I put out last week that went kind of viral that I'm pretty proud of. If any of you saw, it was about General Leia, and my thank you to General Leia for being like so awesome. So I was pretty proud of it.
And let's talk about that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's set that off.
Let's start off with good old General Leia because I think, if you don't mind, I'm going to take the old lady approach here that age comes before beauty and youth. And I think that the best thing we have seen out of The Force Awakens is General Leia. Like, she's a mom, she is an older woman, she is a general, and the fact that you have all of these coming out, and we've seen her move from princess to like rebellion leader to general is like awesome. She is welcome, come join us.
You made it just in time.
We're just talking about the awesomeness of General Organa. and how that's like the best representation, I think, of feminism in the current media that we can see. Like, they didn't make her look super younger, they didn't, you know, kind of hide anything, and as a maturing adult female, I love that. Oh, shut your face up.
One of the reasons why I like General Leia is she's always been a representation of what I saw was what you would want a quintessential woman to be. She was strong, independent, she was beautiful, but she didn't need her beauty in order to get where she got, especially in the first Star Wars movies. She was very proactive. Like, there was a scene where, you know, Han Solo was shooting and she's like pushing him out the way so she could shoot. She took charge of a lot of things. And to me, that was like the first representation of what women properly represented should look like.
And I am going to jump over you here because that dress at the end, how many of you have seen TFA yet? Okay. Have you seen The Force Awakens? If you call it a TFA. No, I'm just saying, the dress, man. The dress at the end with like, it's like, it just is like the perfect mother of the whatever dress. It's it's not a spoiler because it's just about the dress itself, and it's in a lot of the promo stuff, but like she wears this dress that's like, I thought it was purple, but I guess it's like a really dark blue, and it's really modest, and it's just got like this here, and it is like everything I looked at. I'm like, when my kid gets married or I have to do like a big grown-up adult thing as an older woman, like that is what I want to take to a dressmaker and have, because it's just the perfect mature woman dress that you look for. It's regal and it's beautiful and it's everything I loved. So why don't we then move into like some fashion and stuff, because I think that would be really cool. What is your most favorite fashion piece from recent media for women? Yeah, dude. What would you guys say? Like, what do you think would be like the quintessential like outfit that you think represents women really well in our current media? Because I think fashion is one of those things that, whether we're feminist or not, like we want to look like nice. I mean, otherwise you wouldn't cosplay. Or, you know, I'm a knitter, so I go out and I'm like wicked proud of like my little, this is my Doctor Who like knitted TARDIS thing. And it's got somewhere on here, I managed to make 3 of them glow in the dark tops, but then I got tired of sewing because I don't like to sew by hand. But what would you say are like outfits that you see in media, like in television shows or comics? Like, I love the new X-23 all-new Wolverine. I'm totally jamming on that. That is awesome if you haven't caught it. I'm wearing my non-compliant leggings, if anybody is a Glitch Planet follower.
You got it, you got it.
Bitch, I know, I spent money on them, so I want to show them off.
Make sure you get a shot of that so we can like
Screenshot it.
That picture does not go anywhere with the face.
Love it.
What would you say, JJ? Because you're the one who's like obviously the cosplayer of the group. Like, what outfit would you like? I want to cosplay the fuck out of that just because it's so amazingly awesome.
It's like a compliment. Because if like I had to go ahead and one, that would be really hard. And like now I'm it's just like this, it's like the new look and the simplicity of everything that they. It's like no matter what she's wearing, the classic pattern is
Right.
in it, which I really enjoy. So it's like I could literally like cosplay it because there's this one thing where she was just wearing a dress and it was like the box pattern like like red, black, and that. And I was just like I could cosplay that. And then there's sometimes her 90. There's a couple of bathing suits she's had. It's like that's one thing that I like to catch with how the movie we have now. It's just that classic pattern like that she had like when she was in TAS.
Okay. Do you like the new Suicide Squad, Harley? Like for the movie? Do you like okay, fair enough.
No.
Why don't you like the new Harley for the Suicide Squad? Just
Because it like for one thing, it's like I think it's like Daddy's little bombshell or something on the shirt, and like literally in the newer comics, in her solo comic, she's like, I'm not like Daddy's little anything or anyone's little anything in response to someone. I forget which issue that was, but I remember like reading that. And I don't know if there's anything on the back of Jackie's Select, because there was like one time that I heard something like, oh, on back so your Jackie says something about the Joker or whatever. Oh God. Because the Joker and Harley is like an abusive relationship.
Right.
And like a lot of what Cosplay does is they promote Harley Quinn and the Joker
Right.
in their merchandise, and I'm just like, I hate this so much because he abused her, he never loved her.
Right. Because I keep seeing as like the person who follows all the geeky mommy crap, because I'm a geeky mommy, and that's what I am. I keep seeing that screenshot from, what was it? It was it's where Harley Quinn talks to Black Canary about having a baby.
Yeah,
I keep wanting to go back and find that issue because I wanna read that whole story.
Yeah, that's the
Injustice, yeah. And I keep seeing that it's like, and she talks about it like he didn't even know I was gone for a year and whatnot. And, and I look at it and think to myself, you know, I know a lot of women who love Harley Quinn, and then you see this sort of, you know, she's kind of crazy. And she's kind of, you know, not on her rocker. And she's kind of in this relationship where she goes away for a year and this guy doesn't recognize her. So then I think to myself, why do women love this character so hardcore?
If you read the comic, and this has to do with the strong, you know, outpours they get from the women fans. They took Harley Quinn from being a dependent character on the Joker, and if you follow the new comic, she has gone on an independent trail where they don't, they seldom, rarely mention the Joker in the comic. She's a standalone character now, and not only is she a standalone character, but she's kind of almost like the inspiration for getting out of those type of relationships and seeing that you can do more and do better. And the camaraderie between her and Poison Ivy and Catwoman, because they do like a road trip. It's funny because in comics before, when you looked at a female character, it was all, you know, it's the eye candy, the arm piece, the one that needed to be rescued. And with Harley Quinn, it kind of was like that. I don't need anybody to rescue me. I'll bash your head with a big hammer and then laugh and be on my way. And you can see that span going on within all the female comic characters. Amanda Waller, who's, I don't like how they adjusted her from being a heavyset woman to a skinny woman, but I like how when they had her as a heavyset woman and she was the leader of the Suicide Squad, it was great because it wasn't your traditional slim, you know, buxom, plastic-looking woman. It was an everyday, strong, heavy-set,
super powerful.
Super powerful, but not because she had abilities, but because she was a hard ass.
And what's the other comic that just noticed that they're taking? Did anybody else see this? And I shouldn't say just. It was like last November. Talked about they're taking a character that was a side character and she's a heavy-set woman. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? You have to know. This is like, and it was at NYCC when I saw it too. They had like a huge poster. This is not helping anybody because I know what I'm talking about and can see it. But y'all don't live in my head. Why do you not live in my head? It's an awesome place to be.
Not enough space.
There's more than enough space. It's pretty empty up there. Huh?
Get the app.
Get the app. Here's an app for that. Come on in. Come join us. We're excellent fun. Come in and join us. We're fun. Oh, okay.
Let me relate this to the anime fans. I see we have a lot of anime fans. I always said America was always behind when it came to anime because anime touched on every issue. You had your abusive relationships, you had your obsessive relationships, transgender, cross.
Well, Alex is a really great person to talk about anime because she's like my resident anime person.
Give me your most influential anime character, the one that you look at, you know, she is a badass chick that I would love to be like.
Oh gosh, I happen to, if you cannot tell by my outfit, I love fairy tale. And I would have to say I love Urza because she grew up, she was taken and she was used as a child laborer, and when she broke free, she went on to become this strong, independent woman. She's the leader of her own team, she's an S-class wizard, and she, in one point in more of the later ones, she defeats 100 monsters in the Grand Magic Games, different levels, and to like the highest level. It was just like, haha, no. It just kind of was like, I'm done. Just get out of here. And she wins, and I love her.
It's good that you bring it up because she fits in what you're talking about fashion. Because Scarlett has, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rachel, but she has an assortment of variations of the armor, from scantily clad to full suit of armor with matching swords, and you never go, wow, she is sexy. When she has a samurai one, where it's pretty much just her wrapped up, the long flaring pants, and the two swords, but you never go, wow, she has a nice body. It's like she's about to get somebody's ass.
Yeah.
When you see the suit, somebody go, yeah, somebody's about to get hurt.
When she changes out of her traditional blue skirt and armor top, it's like you're like, okay, this is a serious battle we're about to witness. No matter what she changes into, whether it's samurai with just the chest binder, or if it's her full like angelic armor of like the overlapping skirt of metal and her like wings, it's that she's fighting for real, and it's not that she has chosen this outfit because it makes her look good. She's chosen it because it increases her abilities by however much percentage. Like, oh, I'm fighting this person, I know that if I choose this armor, I have a higher chance of winning.
So what are our fandoms sitting in the room in front of us, just so that I can, out of curiosity?
Female characters. Give us your favorite female characters.
Or fandoms that you're like totally jamming on right now.
My favorite female character, probably from anime, Multiple Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell. I think she was a pretty landmark character in the medium, because here's this person who has a cybernetic body, who literally doesn't really care about her own physique and almost uses it as a prop. She uses her sexuality as a prop, and all she cares about is getting things done. And you see how that off-puts everybody around her. It makes people uncomfortable, and she is so comfortable with herself. But she's able to kind of project this sense of owning herself and her own authority and her presence. And I thought that was really, really cool. And it's been awesome over the last 20 years to see the evolution of the character.
I like how they never really give her a sexual orientation.
No.
They never really, they touched on her with other girls, because in the standalone complex, you see her with a group of girls, and you always see that tension, but the character is such a strong character that she's in a group of all guys. Bato is probably like 6-something, 300 pounds of just pure muscle, and just because of her stature and her power, he respects her as if she was another guy, and she's...
To the point where he even says, what are you fooling around with? Why don't you just get a male chassis and get it over with?
Yeah. There's always there's always a little advantage, and I love her character. I'm a big fan of the standalone complex, and that's a very good pick.
What else do we have out there?
I'm generally everything geek fan, but my major favorites, sci-fi, old school stuff. Doctor Who fan from back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Like, grew up with Doctor Who.
Okay.
Stunned it came back. Yeah. But in that series, I got two of my favorite females. Martha, who had no justice done to her.
Yeah.
That poor child, no justice. And Donna Noble.
Love Donna Noble.
Right? Right? And
I'm actually going to be here for ConnectCon.
see, she's brilliant. Those two characters are some of my favorite female characters. But Martha, there was no justice for that poor girl.
I really think when they wrote that whole like mopey, teenage, angsty romance thing, it was like, seriously, dude, she's a freaking doctor.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm down.
There's so many
I
skills.
have a husband. I love my family, but son of a goodness, like she shouldn't be defined by like the fact that she's moping after the doctor, and the fact that she understood he wasn't going to do anything with her, and she was like, I am walking away from all of this because this is not good for me. I was like, kudos.
And I think my other genre that I dabble in, because I work with a haunt in Wallingford, is the horror genre stuff. But one of my favorite TV series, obviously, is Buffy. And you can't not have like one of the first television, like strong, out there female characters.
Josh Whedon knows how to write.
Oh, no kidding, right?
female,
Seriously.
strong.
Seriously.
Was Firefly,
Zoe.
Yep.
Zoe.
Yep.
Listen, I mean, he knows, and all the characters, they're beautiful characters, but they're tough. They have a hard
Yep.
edge. They're smart. It's not like, oh, I'm just going to use my looks. It's, you know, I'll kick your head in if
And
you
Yeah.
treat
And
me
it's interesting
different.
because there's a lot of controversy about him sort of in the feminist online world. Like some people are like, you know, I was warm but I was cold. This is it's the sickness. I'm blaming the sickness. But some people are like, he doesn't really get it, like he's one-dimensional, and some people sort of say, well, why is a man writing this? And, you know, I'm a big Whedon fan, and I can totally own that. I have a chapter that I just got approved for the Whedon Studies Association. There's going to be a book out, I think, towards next fall, so look for it. What is it called? At Home in the Whedonverse, and so my chapter is going to be sort of about the militarization of domesticity in Buffy, and how the change from external to internal military planning sort of tracks the feminist movement. So the feminist movement, the first generation, was sort of going out into the world and being strong out there. And then you see sort of how it moves slowly into a more privatized space in the magic shop, and then especially in the more recent comics. Do anything with the more recent comics? Because, but this last season is so good. It is so, once they got out of the Twilight stuff, it was so good. Season 9 and 10 are so awesome. I love it. It's so good. I mean, I don't want to spoil. Yes.
If you ever want to figure out why a lot of feminists find him problematic, spend half an hour talking to Amber Benson.
Interesting. Did she talk about that?
She hates that man with a fiery passion.
Really?
Yeah. I've known her for 3 years now, and when if you walk up to her and bring up Joss Whedon, do not be surprised if the F-bomb is dropped at least twice in the first sentence.
That's fascinating, because I was at her panel last year and I didn't really catch that sense. So she does a really good job of like...
Yeah, she is polite enough in public, but he did some really trashy stuff to her, both while she was currently employed and then immediately afterwards. So she has no love for that man.
Fair enough.
Is it professionally or because of also his work as well? Like what he's done?
Well,
Is it both?
she did not like how she was treated as Tara. She did not like how he lies about trying to bring her back and she wasn't available and all that. Evidently, he has at cons made this whole big story about how she was supposed to have a major plot line in a resurrection in season 7, but she wasn't available, and so they had to go with other things. Evidently, he never even contacted her or her agent, but will go around making her seem like the one who couldn't make time for his show. So she kind of resents that.
I can understand that, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd make for a great interview.
Throw it down.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I'm not doing that one, man. No, I mean, I understand a lot of, I have a friend who's very, Christine.
Yeah.
My friend is very anti-Whedon. And, she